Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hijras, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Through innovative awareness initiatives that combine education with modern technology, the Ministry of Interior continues its efforts in protecting youth by equipping them with required knowledge and practical skills in order to navigate today's digital world safely. Recently, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Interior for Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs and Chairman of the Ma'an Committee Against Violence and Addiction, Sheikh Hisham bin Abdulrahman Al Khalifa, launched Ma'an Digital Summer Program, which provides an interactive educational experience through the Roblox platform, using game-based learning to promote security awareness, positive behavior, and responsible digital citizenship among students. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by Director of Crime Prevention at the Ministry of Interior, Ali Amini. Welcome, how are you doing today?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you and to talk about something so important and so relevant to today's landscape. Now, first of all, can you give us an idea about Ma'an Digital Summer Program, the main objectives, and how it supports the Ministry of Interior's crime prevention strategy?
Yeah, so the summer programs are usually those programs that occupy the free time that the students get during their summer vacations. And they come in different forms. They come in scientific programs, educational programs, and we've got sports programs. In Ma'an, we focused this year to have a program which is based on awareness and prevention. So to be aligned with the Ministry of Interior's strategy, we are trying to prevent students from becoming criminals or victims. So that's the reason we have a digital program which teaches them how to be safe while using the internet, the digital world, the cyberspace, and try to use everything, but in a proper manner.
Now, I can hazard a bit of a guess, but I'd like to hear in your own words why Roblox was chosen as a platform for this program.
Well, Roblox is a platform actually that you can play games on, and Roblox Studio where you can design games on. So this was chosen because a lot of parents had concerns, and it is the most famous program online. So the parents had concern that these programs might affect the students or keep them in a very unsafe environment. But we wanted to assure that the proper approach to encounter these kind of programs is to teach the students how to use them properly and how to encounter the negative behaviors that they might face and anything that might sound or look suspicious, so they can basically overcome that.
And can you explain a little bit about why providing such a program in this kind of interactive and kind of on the level of the students, giving it through a platform that they regularly engage with, why that is so important in boosting the efficacy of a program like this? These kind of programs are inevitable eventually, because everybody's using technology one way or another. So if we're talking about let's say buying, selling, having appointments, renewing credentials, even having a meal today, you go through applications and programs or platforms or any other digital mediator. So we had to make sure that all tiers of the community are familiar to that. But in Ma'an, we focus on students, so we wanted to make sure that students have that capacity and capability to use these programs at a competency level where they can be safe, and even if they encounter anything that might threaten them, they know where to complain and how to deal with it. And can you give us a rundown of the key topics covered in the Roblox-based learning environment?
So we basically teach them to begin with how to design a game. So they start with creating a character, and then the backgrounds and the obstacles and the questions, and what are the rewards for the right answer, and what are the consequences for the wrong answers. And that's done through coding, but again, students are at different levels, so we teach them how to code through AI. So again, that's another program that's incorporated with the Roblox Studio, so they can learn how to use AI as a tool to do the coding without actually studying the coding. But that's again like a beginning for other people who want to expand on that, to sort of have an idea of how these things work and then expand in the future if they want to.
Wonderfully said. And the program also focuses on violence and addiction prevention. Now, how are these important issues incorporated into the digital learning experience and in an age-appropriate way?
Now, my program, or all the curriculums that we had in the past, they focus on the challenges that students face in their lives. So, peer pressure is one of that, bullying is one of that, peaceful coexistence, cybersecurity. We had all those kind of curriculums and lessons. But we now do it like in a digital method, where it's like it's a game-based teaching or game-based learning, and it's called in an educational world, it's called gamification. So we're teaching through gamification, and we're using games for the students to understand the subject, or they use the subject to make a game. So we're doing option B. We're teaching them the main curriculums, and then we encourage them and teach them how to make a game based on one of the lessons that they learned.
Brilliant. And now I'm curious about the importance of cooperation, especially in an initiative like this. How important is the cooperation between, for example, parents, schools, and government agencies in order of communicating a program like this goals?
Yeah, parents are a crucial pillar to the educational process. So learning happens in schools, in classrooms, in clubs, but then again, the parents have to be involved. So that's why we always keep them informed on what we do, so they can continue the learning process either by providing a proper environment for the students to apply what they learn, or by following up and understanding like what the student has to do and what are the things that he encounters, and how to accept the complaints that they get from the students during interacting with such programs.
Absolutely. And you mentioned earlier that the program also touches upon peaceful coexistence, but it also promoted values like respect, teamwork, and responsible decision making. Why are these values so important in fostering these values in at-risk, for example, youth?
So having such a program actually has a collateral of championizing these merits that they just mentioned, because they become a team member, they try to become an active team member, they learn how to sort of plan, time management, project management, and then they make sure that everything is done with positive attributes and their attitude towards others, because we have like different types of students, different age groups, different accents, different nationalities, sometimes even different languages. This gives them the opportunity to provide an environment where it has a diverse level of students, and everybody can interact with the other at the same level of respect, and that's basically what peaceful coexistence stands for.
And do you see a higher level of engagement in students, especially compared to maybe more traditional platforms when it comes to raising awareness? Do you see more engagement now that you're kind of using a platform that they would use of their own volition, basically?
So education basically is or teaching or learning, whatever we want to call it. It's basically knowledge transferring from a higher level to a lower level. So what happens in a traditional classroom is we have a higher level knowledge which comes from the teacher to a lower level, a receiver, who's the student. So what happens here, we have a police officer who teaches them how to run the entire program, and that's where the knowledge transfer happens to the students. And using different tools to accomplish the knowledge transfer is crucial and has to be updated with time, because not everything can be taught in a classroom. Because eventually, initially we had classroom-based training or learning, and then we had the e-learning. Then we had technology-based training, which was called TBT. And then we had the blended learning, where everything got blended together. So it was like part of the classroom, part of it electronic. And now we have the gamification. I mean, this is a new method of learning, and it helps students, because we have like different students who grasp knowledge in a different method. So changing the methods actually help to have a better knowledge retention for different levels of students.
And now I'm wondering, how does the ministry actually measure the effectiveness and impact of initiatives such as this one? Yeah,
we created a conceptual model, which is the framework that we use to evaluate the knowledge transfer to the students. So if we deconstruct the program, this is like part of, it's assembled from several education blocks. So we derive a question from each educational block and then create a questionnaire. And that's given to the students before the iteration happens or before the initiative actually is applied. Then we know the level of the student, so that's the baseline of the student. And then we introduce the intervention, which is the program. And then we give them this exact same questionnaire once again in the end. So the difference actually impacts or reflects like what level of impact the program had on the student. So again, it's I mean, it can be good, it can be bad, it can be equal. So it's a non-biased conceptual model that we use for knowledge transfer, and it has been successful in the past, and it's doing pretty well. So again, even on an international level, it's a very strong conceptual model that we used it on mutual researches with the international universities and all. So it's a solid model.
Absolutely, and it sounds super holistic as well. And I like how it takes into consideration, for example, even the concerns of parents and educators. And on that note, I'd like to ask, what has the feedback been like, whether that was from the children or the parents or educators?
So let me put it this way. We got tangible products. We got games. We got games that students created them. And we're going to use that games in future exhibitions to show like the outcome of the program and how we can use like different methods of learning methodologies to transfer the knowledge to the students.
And I'm wondering, how does this initiative align with Bahrain's broader vision of digital transformation and youth development in the country?
All tiers of the society have to have a certain understanding about how to deal with digital tools and mediators and platforms. So we're just talking about one tier, which are the students, and this is the initiative that the government has chose to take to keep everybody aware on how to use these kind of platforms and be safe. So Ma'an is one program that tackles youth, and there are other programs who tackle like different age groups to make sure that everybody is using these platforms, which are inevitable, in a safe way.
And you know, speaking about inevitable platforms, do you plan to introduce additional digital platforms, technologies, or maybe like virtual experiences as part of future Ma'an initiatives?
Yeah, we got the Ma'an Security Exhibition, which is supposed to happen in September, in a couple of months, and that exhibition we have like learning management systems, we have e-libraries, which has like more than 60 books, which was created by the Ma'an Center, and then we got virtual reality games, we got augmented reality exhibitions, and we're going to have a new section for the games that I just mentioned that the student created, so we can show people like on different consoles how these games work.
Absolutely. And what advice would you give to parents? Because I mean, I think it's inevitable that a lot of children, the moment their parents start talking to them, especially about something like safety, they kind of switch off, right? And I mean, that's probably a huge part of why this was conducted through Roblox. So what advice would you give to parents, especially now that the summer holidays are ongoing and, you know, a lot of children are going to be spending a lot of time with technology, how parents can communicate these risks and how to stay safe in the digital world to their kids in an efficacious kind of way?
Yeah, it has to be open. I mean, they have to get interacted with these kind of programs, because blocking them, having firewalls, proxies, they'll overcome them. And these are not the proper way to sort of make a program taboo to keep the kids away from it. It has to be like a very positive approach, a very active approach where the students know about the program, they know the bad side of it, they know how to use it, and then we teach them how to use it safely, how to use it with proper attributes, with proper merits. And again, there's the parents' supervision on the students, where they have to know where the students are going virtually, what programs they're using. And just to, I mean, we do appreciate the parents' concern, but rest assured, we got this. We are the subject matter experts, and we're taking care of that.
Absolutely, and it really shows. And now I'm curious about like what kind of advice you'd give to Bahrainis, especially Bahraini youth, who are using platforms like Roblox or like a dozen more like out there, like about representing Bahrain in the digital world, especially as younger folk.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very creative platform where they can like express what they have in their mind. So it's like writing, it's like drawing, but it's a digital method. But I mean, they have to be safe, they have to be careful, they have to stay away from temptations. If they see anything suspicious, they have to report it, either through their parents, through their teachers, through the police. And they have to be careful that there are perpetrators everywhere. I mean, they're going to be approached by people, alias, unknown people, who will talk to them in various methods, and they're going to use like promises and giving them things maybe initially and all, but they have to be careful that all these things, I mean, are negative, and we teach them on what are the things that actually give you that indication that this is a bad thing, you have to stop it. And we also teach them on what are the things that they have to share. So again, you have your real identity, and then you have your digital identity. So you have to be careful, and then you have to take care of the aliases as well. Not everybody's using his real name. So I mean, those are the things that we encourage the students to use these platforms, but with these boundaries.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for communicating that. That was an excellent way to phrase it, and I think that it is important, like you said, in order to understand what is appropriate and not appropriate to share in the digital space. And I think, unfortunately, children being who they are and being quite naive and seeing the world through less experienced eyes are unfortunately more likely to fall into that trap. Now, looking ahead, what are the Ministry of Interior's future plans for expanding preventative or awareness-raising campaigns or initiatives such as MAN?
These programs change with time because we're dealing with the external environment, and we get attacked virtually, even from different communities, different cultures. Sometimes just a small incident happens, like a football match or maybe a video clip of a song or music or something, or some kind of famous athlete does something, and it just reflects everybody. So it has that domino effect that we understand it, but we're taking care of it, that the curriculums are changing. Everything is dynamic with us. The content of the exhibitions are changing, and they change according to the threats that we face. So again, we got in Man Research Center, what we do is we study all those threats and try to come with counter programs that actually teach people how to overcome these things without being in trouble, or without getting any negative side effect of it, starting from students to parents.
Wonderful. First of all, I'd like to thank you so much for your time and for explaining this initiative in detail, for showing how children can engage with it, and seeing as well that the skills it sort of leaves them with. So thank you so much again for joining us, and a huge thank you to you and the Ministry of Interior for keeping us all safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up here on Bahrain Now. And now let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
The Embassy of India in the Kingdom of Bahrain marked the 80th Independence Day of India. Ambassador of India to Bahrain, His Excellency Mr. Vinod K. Jacob, presided over the flag hosting ceremony held at the embassy premises in Sif, which was attended by over 1,000 members of the Indian community.
On the occasion of the 80th Independence Day of India, I would like to convey my deepest gratitude to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa for the protection and support to the Indian community that he has been giving his government. We are deeply grateful for that. We are sincerely thankful. All these sentiments were conveyed by Dr. S. Jayashankar, External Affairs Minister of India, when he had an audience with His Majesty. As you know, India and Bahrain have more than 7,000-year-old civilizational links. Though we established diplomatic relations in October 1971, we have a history of connection through space, travel, to spice, travel, trade, and pearls. Now, in the modern era, we are deepening the cooperation. To the Indian community, I would like to say that you have been calm and resilient, especially since 28th February. You have supported the kingdom and you have contributed to the economic welfare of the kingdom. It's because there is a great deal of goodwill between the two societies, and you are so central to it. On behalf of the Indian community, I want to once again thank His Majesty, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the entire royal family, the government and the Kingdom of Bahrain, and Bahraini society for this, and we truly appreciate that.
Cairo University of Bahrain held the closing ceremony of the Euro Game Jam 2026 Gaming and Esports Initiative, attended by Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak Jum'a, Minister of Education and Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Higher Education Council. The initiative is a successful example of cooperation between higher education institutions and emerging sectors, providing students and young people with practical opportunities to develop their skills and apply their knowledge in a competitive environment.
So today we've been at the closing ceremony of EUB's Game Jam, and I think for us it's been a labour of love. We've been wanting to put together a tournament around esports and also developing games, because we believe very passionately that there's a lot of potential in Bahrain and its youth, but as a university this brings together both the sciences side, the coding and the computing elements, but also the humanities, the design, the arts, the creativity. So we see it as the perfect showcase to get our students to work together in teams in the games development, and also to develop both competitively as individuals and groups. So it builds the community and gives us real opportunities to build out into Bahrain's industry and beyond. I mean, we've just formed an MOU with a Japanese games developer, and there's even potential for publishing our students' games. I think we're really excited at this being learning by doing, not just sitting in the classroom reading a book. You get out there, you literally develop, you be creative, you combine your science side and your creative side, and you do it as a team. So I think this is exactly what the youth need to be doing to get the skills for the next generation.
The Euro Game Jam 2026 presented as a platform that encourages Bahraini youth to use their creative and technical skills. The participants demonstrated a high level of ability to keep pace with global developments while gaining new educational and career opportunities that strengthen their readiness for the labor market and support Bahrain's efforts to build a knowledge and innovation-based economy.
That brings us to the end of today's episode, and as always, we'd like to thank you for watching. You can always reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. As always, this has been Khalid Hijras. Good night, and God bless.